Dogs and cats are creatures of habit. They like to have their own place and space to call their own. So when they're moved to unfamiliar territories or their daily routine is disrupted, they can become really stressed and quite anxious. So it's really important to remember this, especially if you're moving home, but I've got some tips to help. Ideally, visit your new home with your dog before you move in and allow them to have a sniff around the house or yard and the local area. If your dog is food motivated, like little Lenny is here, then it's a good idea to use treats to reward nice, calm and quiet behaviour, or if they're being inquisitive and happy all around the new home. Anything we reward is going to occur with more frequency, so that's what we're looking for. Hey, let's go take a look, shall we? Let's go take a look. Keep in mind those new things in the home that they might not have ever encountered before that can make them a little bit nervous or that they might even want to avoid. This can include stairs, slippery floors or different kinds of surfaces in the yard, which may also impact on their toileting habits, requiring you to show them where you want them to go and back to basic toilet training. Don't ever force your dog into an area where they feel a little bit uncomfortable or they just don't want to go into. Instead, use treats, hey Lenny, toys, praise, or a bit of play to help them feel comfortable in here instead by creating that positive association. Good boy, yeah. It's important to provide them with their own safe space for their bed, toys and other creature comforts and show them where their food and water will be left. Many animals will stop eating when they are stressed or anxious, so make sure everything is quiet and calm around feeding time. You can use pheromone diffusers around the home, which may help them to relax. Stick to their usual exercise and feeding routines to try and keep life as normal as possible despite the new situation. Many councils now have legislation stating cats can't roam from their property. So if you do let your cat outside, they should ideally be kept inside for at least 3 weeks. Set up with plenty of high perches where they can watch the world go by, and ideally consider setting up a cat run in your yard rather than allowing your cat to roam free. Let your dog settle in fully before you leave them home alone, at least for a few days. And always just start by going out for very short trips and making sure they've got plenty of environmental enrichment to keep them busy. This includes daily exercise as well as leaving them with occupiers, treat dispensing interactive toys and puzzles, treats hidden around the home or yard, or leaving the TV or radio on. Speak to your vet about medication options if their anxiety is severe. Usually when I head out, I leave my boys with a VitaPet chicken tender, which I reckon you'd like too, or an interactive toy. And often when they pick up my cues that I am going up, they're already running to their beds, ready and waiting. It's amazing what a bit of positive reinforcement can do. For more tips and tricks to make your dog's life happy and healthy, visit VitaPet Central. Leaving the radio or TV on for a dog when they're left alone is something many dog owners do and is something I recommend to help with anxiety and boredom. However, dogs see and hear differently to us, with their sense of hearing about 4 times as sensitive as ours and their vision on average 5 to 6 times poorer than humans. Their colour vision and sharpness isn't that great either, and they see mainly in shades of blue and yellow. Their night vision, however, is generally superior to ours, as is their ability to detect motion. That's why I put on dog TV for Vindy and Darcy when I go out. It takes into account a dog's vision and hearing attributes when creating the content, from enriching the colours in the footage to filming at low angles and capturing a lot of motion with large moving objects, animation and animals in action. Brightness and contrast is important, as is choosing content in line with studies that show what dogs react to most in a positive way. Dog TV's patented program was designed and developed with world-leading pet experts and designed to support the dog's natural behaviour patterns, so is divided into 3 content categories: relaxation, stimulation and exposure. Dog TV has researched, created and produced more than 4,000 programs for dogs. Each show is 3 to 6 minutes long, catering to a dog's short attention span. They schedule the programs according to an average day cycle of a dog. There is also on-demand programs where dog parents can choose what is right for their dog. In short, programs are tailor-made for dogs, but they haven't forgot us humans as well, with some content designed for the entertainment and education of dog parents too. Some dogs, of course, do bark when they see other dogs or animals on TV. It's normal, and it may take them some time to understand that the televised friend is not a threat. If your dog does just keep barking though, dog TV may not be for them. Fortunately, you can test it out with a free 1-month trial if you are a Petstock Rewards member, or to purchase a monthly or annual subscription, visit the Petstock website. You can even grab a Dog TV gift card in store for the dog lover in your life. Become a Petstock Rewards member and earn Petstock dollars on thousands of products and services that can be redeemed on anything in store. T's and C's apply. Visit the website for details. You might recognise Frankie from the last series of Pooches at Play. This is Vindy's girlfriend, but a bit's been going on, hasn't it, Colleen, since then?
It has. So Frankie is nearly 3, and since she got spayed around 4 months ago, her weight's ballooned, as you can see. So she's 41.6 kilos. So she should be about 35, 36 kilos. So it's just causing extra pressure on her legs and her hips.
Yeah. See, a lot of owners don't realise about 40% of dogs in Australia are actually overweight. And this not only can put pressure on their joints, but it can affect their overall health. So it can lead to things like diabetes, cancer, heart disease. So it's really important that we get her down. What are you feeding her? Because I know you exercise her every day.
She's on a science-based kibble with cooked sausage roll, and she has chicken necks, other bones, tins of sardines.
Right.
She gets a treat after the park. She also has a dental stick in the morning and a dental chew in the evening.
So that's a lot going on. What I'm going to suggest, first of all, because there's a lot of carbs in Frankie's diet, so I'm going to recommend that we phase out the kibble. We're going to phase out that cooked roll. We're going to get rid of, sorry, Frankie, those dental chews, because I know that you brush her teeth every single day.
I do.
So we're going to get rid of those extra carbs and the treats for now and transition her across to a big dog raw food diet. And it's going to be calorie controlled for her ideal weight. It's really important that we transition her across, even though she eats some of Vindy's raw food diet. Also, because of her size, she is a big girl, we're going to use the big dog combo rolls. Basically, you can put the rolls in your freezer, pull them out, let it soften, cut them up, put the others away, keep her daily amount, and that is all she can have. However, she's allowed to have 2 of these little bites, only 2, sorry, Frankie. And while I'll see you in between to help keep Frankie on track, I'll see you in a few months and we'll see how Frankie's going. So, Colleen, it's been 3 months since we last saw Frankie and she is looking a bit more svelte, I must say.
I'm pleased to announce she's lost 3.2 kilos.
Fantastic. Good girl, over 3 months. That's nice and slow, that's good.
Nice and slow. At the first month, it was a bit hard. Disciplining myself not to give her treats.
Yes.
But she just absolutely loves it now.
And how's she feeling?
She's feeling 100%. She's not crying in pain. She's looking better. She's got so much energy.
Well, you've just got to keep it up now. And how's she gone with the big dog rolls?
She absolutely loves them because she's so used to taking some of her boyfriend Vindy's big dog food. She laps it up. Absolutely loves it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Keep it up. I know it is tough to give into those big eyes, but if you would like to find out more about feeding your dog a big dog pet foods diet, visit their website. Thanks. I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
The world of high fashion isn't just for the humans. This year, we held a winter pooch fashion parade that saw the who's who of the designer dog scene come together to check out the latest styles on offer from Doggone Gorgeous. It was a glamorous affair with pooches of all shapes and sizes strutting their stuff on the pup walk.
Well, welcome everybody to the Pooches at Play Winter Fashion Parade 2022, sponsored by our wonderful friends at Doggone Gorgeous, DGG.
First up, we have Katie the Cavalier wearing the DGG Party Pooch Warmie. This range is made from 100% polar fleece, so it's warm and comfortable, ideal for sleep or playtime. They're durable and easy to wash, plus non-restrictive for easy toileting. Here we have Toast the Kelpie Cross wearing the ocean blue woolly from the Rough and Rugged range. A favourite in this series is the Suedette Shacket, as well as the Mortec Rambler. Axel here looks ready for adventure in the moss green Suedette trench coat. It's 100% waterproof, made for heavy-duty warmth and protection. The stylish fluffy knit range is ideal for those that love their super warm snuggles. They're available in black, navy, moss green and blush pink, which Mia the Boston looks fabulous in. The DGG Fashionista range will no doubt be a hit this season. Water resistant with a polar fleece lining, here you can see Katie the Cavalier showcasing the chewy Vuitton jacket, followed by Ava the Cavoodle in the very stylish Pawberry. The water-resistant Huff and Puffer Parkas come in moss green and grey. Made with a polar fleece lining, they're padded for extra comfort, while the deluxe Aspen City Parka will keep your pooch warm, dry and looking their best on those rainy days. The Wriggly Diggly Snug Snoods and Hoods are perfect for keeping long necks and sweet pointy faces and ears warm. They also help drown out noisy neighbours for quality naps while looking super suave and snuggly, while the Barker Parka adds even more coziness to the range. The DGG fashion knits include the colourful colourful and comfy Stella stripe and the much-loved knit, while the Happy Days knit is sure to bring a few smiles. Rounding out the fashion parade, we have the lightweight and durable DGG tees, perfect for those slightly warmer days, and the active Pooches. To check out this year's winter fashion by DGG, visit dogongorgeous.com.au, and your dog can be as stylish as this pack of Pooches too.
I often see dogs with anxiety being put in situations that they're really not comfortable with. I've done it myself. You know, we often think that socialising them is the best thing to do, but, you know, unless they're puppies in that critical period or they're a really confident dog, sometimes this can be the worst thing that we're doing, particularly with rescue dogs, isn't it, Marissa?
Absolutely. We see it all the time. People want too much too fast. So it's really important when you take a new dog into your home to take it slow. It really takes some time to get to know that dog and for that dog to feel safe with you and to build that trust and relationship with your dog. So if you speed it up too quickly, you're going to end up with some problems.
And it also takes a while for dogs to settle into a new home. So you might not actually see their true behaviour or some of those issues for quite some time.
The first 3 days after you take a dog home, that dog doesn't know where it is. It takes a lot longer than that for that dog to settle. After 3 weeks, that dog is then starting to feel a little bit more safe, but they still don't know if they're coming or going. Are they going to go back to the shelter? Are they going back to foster care? They've got a bit more routine, but they're not stuck yet in that routine. 3 months is generally the good, safe number of how long it takes for that dog to build a good, solid relationship with you and for them to trust you. So you generally don't see everything that there is about that dog and its personality for a good 3 months, and that's a long time.
It is, yeah, it is. And also another big one is people getting rescue dogs. Again, I hear it as well, saying, oh, it came with all this medication and I want to take it off, and it's the worst thing that you should be doing. You leave them on.
Absolutely. Never stop an animal's medication, even a human's medication, without consent by the vet that's treating that animal. They're not going to have a dog on medication unless they need it. Stopping that animal's medication straight away without weaning them off slowly can be very detrimental and can sometimes make those behaviours so much worse.
What are some of the other tips then? Someone's bought their new rescue dog home. What should they be doing? What would you recommend?
I guess taking things slow is really important. Ensure that you are not putting them into dangerous situations. As exciting as it might be to go and make some new friends at the dog park, do not bring the dog you have just adopted to the dog park. Find out as much history as you can from the previous owners, if depending on the situation, or from the shelter. And you might have a dog that loves going to dog parks and loves going to cafes, but if you don't know that, don't put them in that situation to fail from the first day. Give them that time just to settle and take it slow.
And start the nice positive training as well, and set those boundaries too in a really good way.
100%.
And listen to the rescue group and their advice as well.
Yeah.
If you'd like to foster, adopt or support the work of SCAR, visit secondchanceanimalrescue.com.au. And if you'd like to find out more about the work of the Petspiration Foundation and how they're helping rescue dogs all around Australia, visit the Petstock website. Thanks, Marissa.
Thanks, Lara.
This week's breed in focus is the Beagle, and we are joined on the couch by the devilish Dave over there and the lovely Laylee here. One of the oldest purebred hounds, Beagle ancestors can be traced as far back as 400 BC in Greece, though the history is a little sketchy, as the Beagle that we know and love today wasn't developed until around the 19th century.
Anyone who has ever owned a Beagle will know that their nose can usually be found eagerly sniffing the ground for new smells, which is not surprising, given it was originally bred as a scent hound and used for hunting small animals like hares and rabbits. A small to medium-sized dog, the Beagle is a great family pet, as long as you understand that while they are fairly low-maintenance dogs, they are energetic, and that nose of theirs can lead them into trouble.
They are generally lively, patient with children and very inquisitive. But I've had many a Beagle owner lament at their dog's stubbornness and apparent deafness when it's time to leave the park, especially when their nose is on a scent. If you are considering this breed, you will need to be committed to training, being a fair but firm leader, and remember that nose was bred for hunting. So be prepared to put any food well out of their way, unless you want them to be on the couch with you. Keep them on a lead where there is lots of smells or small prey that might venture, and be a good sprinter if they are on the other side of the park and have that nose to the ground, because they certainly won't hear your yells.
Being hounds, they have a high level of intelligence and have been bred with a mild, even temperament, so are considered a great choice for active families with children. Their smooth, short coat only needs the occasional wash and brush unless it's shedding season. Then a weekly brush will help keep those floors clean.
While they are fairly low maintenance in general, Beagles do need to be kept mentally and physically stimulated throughout the day. They will need a good daily walk and maybe a run even, and they don't cope well at all if left alone for long periods. If they become bored, they can be prone to excessive barking, digging, or find other ways to entertain themselves, so escape-proof your yard as they are good climbers and excellent diggers.
The Beagle's quite a tough dog with few health problems. Their average lifespan's about 12 to 15 years. However, they are well known for their high food drive, so it isn't uncommon to see an overweight or obese Beagle, which will negatively impact on their health. Beagles can also suffer from intervertebral disc disease, which sees the discs between the vertebrae protrude up and place pressure on the spinal cord. Also, watch out for epilepsy, hypothyroidism and cherry eye, where the tear-producing gland in the dog's third eyelid pops out and becomes inflamed.
If you are considering a Beagle or any dog, always research their breed thoroughly so you know what you might be in for from a training and a lifestyle perspective, and just knowing how many treats you're going to need.
And also for any breed-specific health issues.
Yeah, that's important, very important.
To find out how HIF Pet Insurance can help your pet in times of need, visit hif.com.au.
Rebecca, you've just undertaken the first Australia-wide study into dog park contamination. What were the key findings?
Yeah, we sampled approximately 200 parks across urban cities in Australia, and surprisingly 43% of them were positive for at least one canine soil-transmitted helminth, with hookworms being the most common parasite found.
Okay, and so what were some of the differences between the states and the different findings?
Surprisingly, we found a third of parks in temperate regions, such as Adelaide and Hobart, to be contaminated, to up to 100% in far north Queensland.
Wow.
So what that means basically is that there is a burden of canine parasites that exists in suburban dogs in Australia.
Yes.
And they're likely to then acquire these parasites when they go to the park for a play.
Yes.
Our Pooches
Yes.
can tolerate light infections with these worms, and they just carry on as per normal and don't appear ill. The problem here is that some of those parasitic stages can also infect humans.
Okay.
And these parasites are known as zoonoses.
Yes. So how serious can it be for us humans if we do get infected with a parasite?
It does vary. So with hookworms, for example, the larval stages in the soil can penetrate the skin and enter the body that way.
Okay.
In its mildest form, it can produce quite an itchy rash on the skin.
Yes.
But in some cases, some species of these dog hookworms can then enter the circulation and then basically travel and lodges adult worms in the small intestines.
I know that children can be more susceptible to worms.
Yeah, because they, I guess, are more likely to play and not
Wash their hands,
wash
I
their
guess.
hands
Eating
and
mud
run around
cakes.
with bare feet and that sort of thing.
So how can we protect ourselves as well as our dogs?
The best way to protect ourselves and our dogs is to ensure that they have a broad spectrum dewormer provided that to them at least once a month to treat the worms that they may pick up. The best thing we do is deworm, but also to protect ourselves, we really should be
Hygienic.
Washing
our hands.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
It's always the first rule, isn't it? The other important thing, as I mentioned, is picking up feces from the backyard.
Yes.
So a lot of these soil-transmitted helminths, if you pick the feces up every day at a minimum, they don't have a chance to hatch and get into the soil.
Okay.
And so the cycle of transmission is completely broken then.
Right. Where can people go to find out more information about this?
Well, the best source of information for all things parasites and zoonoses is your local veterinarian. Another source of information is the non-for-profit organisation called TROCAP, and you can freely look at guidelines that are available up there.
Okay, lovely. If you would like to find out more about NextGuard Spectra, which can help protect your dog against all of those important internal, external parasites that you don't want your dog to get, visit their website. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks, Lara. Thank you very much.
When choosing and fitting a coat for your dog, there's a few things to keep in mind. If your dog has thin or no hair or is elderly and you're choosing one for them to wear inside the house when it's cold, make sure it's soft and comfortable so they can easily sleep and move around in them and that they're not restricted in any way. The DGG knits or the polar fleece warmies like Vindy is modelling here are perfect for this. If it's toasty warm inside though, do take their coat off so their skin can breathe and that they don't overheat. Always take it off as well if it gets wet. To get the right size and fitting, you should measure from the base of the neck to the base of the tail and around their chest as well. A coat should be snug but not too tight that it hinders the dog's movements, causes a rash or cuts into their skin. Always feel around the neckline and make sure you can get at least, I reckon, normally about 3 flat fingers comfortably underneath it. You'll also want to check that you can fit 2 or 3 fingers underneath their stomach strap as well. You don't want the coat to be putting weight on their tail or restricting their ability to toilet freely with no mess. Ill-fitting coats that are either too large or too tight could also affect your dog's behaviour and cause them to feel anxious or irritable. I find those with sleeves and those ones that have those legs can really restrict your dog's movement and they can be really hard to fit properly, so I don't generally recommend them. The hoodies you see on coats are pretty much a fashion statement, more than being designed to actually be worn on your dog's head. We don't want to be restricting their ears or have it flopping over their eyes, as this can really distress dogs, so leave it down and just let them look cool. It's important to never leave your dog's coat on for long periods either. Their hair can become really matted underneath, so always take it off at the end of the day and give them a quick brush, and again in the morning if they've been leaving it on overnight and their hair's a little bit longer. To find the perfect coat for your dog this winter, check out the DGG apparel range in quality pet stores and ask for some help as well if you want to get one fitted properly. You can also check them out online at dogongorgeous.com.au. And yes, my boys have a lot of coats.
Would you like to win a Pawsome prize pack worth over $2,000? One lucky person will win a year's supply of VitaPet treats, Big Dog pet foods, NextGuard Spectrum monthly chews, a $250 pet stock gift voucher, DGG grooming and apparel, and a year's subscription to Dog TV. Plus, there's 6 consolation prizes featuring my latest book, World of Dogs, with a VitaPet treat bundle. To enter, sign up to our e-news and tell us the name of one of the charities featured this series. All entries will receive a free ebook on how to create a happy, healthy dog, so visit poochesatplay.com. That brings us to the end of this week's episode, but there's plenty more information and entertainment on the Pooches at Play website and social media platforms. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.